Simon Leviev. One algorithm facilitated a $10 million extraction. Shimon Yehuda Hayut was born in Bnei Brak, Israel in 1990. He constructed a fictitious identity as a billionaire diamond heir to exploit global dating networks. His operations required extensive digital visibility. In January 2018, he matched with 29-year-old Cecilia Fjellhoy in London. The software provided direct access. He orchestrated a fabricated security crisis on March 1st, requesting her American Express cards to bypass imaginary enemies tracking his movements. She flew 1,400 miles to Amsterdam. He extracted exactly $250,000 from Fjellhoy across 4 weeks using 9 separate credit lines. The application failed to flag his 14 international wire transfers or his repeated geolocation anomalies. He moved through 5 European countries. Fjellhoy entered an Oslo psychiatric ward on March 25th. He served 5 months of a 15-month sentence in a Tel Aviv prison in December 2019 before securing early release. Fjellhoy navigates documented suicidal ideation today. Trust operates as a highly exploitable algorithmic vulnerability. Human affection functions merely as a lucrative data point. The app never verified his diamond business existed. It only verified that he could pay for a subscription. Miranda Corset. Grindr's terms of service ban anyone under 18. Miranda Corset was 16 when the app let her create an account anyway. Corset lived in Gulfport, Florida. In February 2025, she matched with Stephen Gress through Grindr, which asks users to self-report their birth date with no identity verification behind it. On February 14th, Gress picked her up from her home. Corset did not return. Over the following 10 days, she was held at the apartment Gress shared with his partner, Michelle Brandis. On February 24, 2025, she died in their custody. Her remains were later found dismembered in a dumpster in Ruskin, Florida. A lawsuit filed in May 2025 on behalf of her estate named 9 counts against Grindr, including wrongful death and negligence. It cited the app's precise geolocation feature, which displays exact distances between users, and its lack of any age verification technology beyond a self-entered birth date. In November 2025, a federal judge ruled the case would go to arbitration, citing terms Corset had agreed to when creating her account, an account the app should not have allowed her to hold in the first place. Jordan DeMay. One photograph. 6 hours later, he was dead. DeMay was 17, a senior at Marquette Senior High School in Michigan, a football and basketball player, and that year's homecoming king. In March 2022, an Instagram account posing as a young woman began messaging him. The account was run by brothers Samuel and Samson Ogoshi, operating a sextortion scheme out of Lagos, Nigeria. Within hours of the first message, DeMay was pressured into sending an explicit photo. The account then demanded $1,000, threatening to send the image to his friends, family, and school. DeMay sent $300. The threats continued. Early on March 25, 2022, he died by suicide at his family's home. The Ogoshi brothers had run the same scheme against more than 100 other young men before DeMay's death, according to federal investigators. They were extradited from Nigeria in 2023 and sentenced to 210 months each in September 2024. A separate co-defendant responsible for laundering the group's payments was convicted in 2025. DeMay's case became the one cited most often in later congressional hearings on platform accountability. The Match Group lawsuit. 6 plaintiffs, 1 company, 3 apps, 1 shared design philosophy. In February 2024, 6 users filed a proposed class action against Match Group, the parent company of Tinder, Hinge, and OkCupid. The suit alleges the apps were deliberately engineered using behavioral design principles borrowed from slot machines, variable reward timing, artificial scarcity of matches, and algorithmic pacing designed to extend time spent swiping rather than time spent dating. Internal Match Group communications, later surfaced through litigation on separate safety claims, showed staff aware that some users reported feeling addicted to the apps as early as 2021. A trust and safety team formed that year to address user harm was reduced by 2024, with remaining functions outsourced to overseas contractors. The suit doesn't allege one incident, it alleges a business model, one where every match delayed is a subscription renewed, and every user who stays anxious stays paying. A pattern repeats across 5 platforms and 5 very different outcomes. Verification asked for a self-reported birth date and got one back unchecked. Design asked for engagement and got compulsion instead. Every flaw was a decision made by someone and never fixed until it appeared in a courtroom.